Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday morning satsang talk. We are so lucky to be together as a Kriya family in this way, and thank you very much for joining. I bow to you all. Let's begin with a prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sarviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Ana Adhi Tamastu Mavavishavadhai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I bow to Guruji Paramahamsa Hariharananda, Gurudev Paramahamsa Hariharananda, to Paramahamsa Yogananda in this time of yearly celebration, and to the entire lineage of Kriya Yoga masters. I bow to the living power of God within you all. And we ask at this time their blessings on this gathering. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I feel like I kind of dove right in this morning, but I'm excited to be with you today. So I want to start with a little check-in. How are you feeling today? Did you get to your spiritual practice? Just think about it. What's your level of calmness? Are you actually watching your breath? Is anything weighing on your mind that takes your attention away from God? Are you worried about the election? What are you thinking? And maybe, how did you feel about this check-in even? These questions are all self-inquiry practices, which are the key to knowing yourself. So I'm going to start a screen share. For those of you on the phone, this is what's going on. And I'll be talking today from Book 2, Sutra 1 of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, and the text from Guruji. And this is where we're introduced to tapas, svadhyaya, ishwara pranidhana as Kriya Yoga. Now, these are the four elements that matter to us a lot as yogis. And for Westerners, more simply, it's body, mind, and spirit as Kriya Yoga. Sometimes these three are referred to as head, hands, and heart, or often thought, word, and deed. It seems every tradition accepts these elements to be valid pathways to God. So I'll be addressing each of these elements in the talk, focusing more on svadhyaya, the practice of self-reflection, with practical discussion on staying always conscious of our choices toward union with the divine and our God realization. I want to point out that Guruji has a beautiful book and has recorded amazing discourses on these sutras, and these can all be purchased or found on kriya.org for your further study. So I recommend you go to those if this is a subject that interests you. So let's start with tapas, the body, practiced through karma yoga. The root of the word tapas is to shine, as in to buff out or polish. See how there's some rubbing going on. It also can mean to suffer or to burn, ignite. In karma yoga, we carry the fruits of past actions and the tendencies to create new ones. As you sow, so shall you reap. Through spiritual practices, we can burn these seeds of past karmas and discipline ourselves to avoid the pitfalls of creating more and more pain and suffering. We can burn our unending desires. Now, tapas is the inner penance and austerity that brings discipline into one's life. Living with pain and suffering in life sounds pretty bad, but our life on earth includes the karma of past actions, which are not always pleasant and easy. An elder shared a story with me recently about accepting difficulties in life. He referred to any suffering as clouds in our skies, and these clouds collected over the years of our life are what are needed to make a most spectacular sunset at the end of our life. So let's accept these sufferings, all while making an effort to mitigate them. In Kriya, we learn to burn the seeds of past actions with breath awareness and pranayama techniques to ignite our inner fire, to burn the chittas, the seeds of karmic tendencies in the spinal centers, and clear out some of the karma and clouds of suffering. This is part of the science of Kriya Yoga, using breath to change the chemistry of the body and use the energy of Kriya to burn through our karma. We are taught that temperature is regulated by the breath. You've most likely experienced this in a hatha yoga class. You heat the body with pranayamas and postures. And if you are anything like me, you may remember often feeling uncomfortable in the heat of the hatha class. But you get through it, and through that discomfort, by letting go of your mind and your intention on the resistance. You take action. You watch your breath and come into the body and in the present moment. You breathe through whatever you are holding back and introduce calmness into the situation. This awareness is key when practicing karma yoga as well. There we go. So we're going to close this section on tapas with a prayer that Guruji gives us after his talk. O seeker, practice tapas. This is the time to put your effort in self-discipline for self-purification. Through this, you will purify the body and the sense organs. When such purity comes, one develops inner transparency and perception. Where there is transparency, there is vision. So pray and meditate with devotion. Oh, I didn't share that. I'm sorry. You didn't get the slide. Did you get the slide? I'll give you a minute to read it then. Svadhyaya is the second piece, and that's self-study. Here we relate to the mind and development of the intellect. This is Jnana Yoga. Guruji says in chapter 44 of the explanation of this verse that Svadhyaya is mental tapas, the intellectual understanding of the truth. And if it's true that it's mental tapas, then we're still dealing with fire. So it's not always easy. It's recommended that we have a systematic, regular study of the scriptures, and that includes study of our mind. Now, the scriptures are our roadmap to how we are to live and prepare us for realization. We need to know and follow these instructions. Jesus outlines in the parables how we are to love our neighbor, how we are to stand up for what is true and right, and how we are to humble ourselves. The Gita is a beautiful song of love and revelation with careful instructions in each verse on how to live. We are so lucky in the modern age to have easy access to the scriptures of all religions. And they're written in many languages with interpretations by the Kriya Yoga masters and other saints. Guruji has tirelessly recorded talks on the Bhagavad Gita and Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. And we can study and understand the scriptures under his guidance. We can do this all right in the comfort of our own homes. We can read the commentary on the Torah and the Bible from Guruji, and the Second Coming of Christ by Paramahamsa Yogananda is an extensive study of the stories of the New Testament. There is really no excuse at all that we are not studying the scriptures. Constantly watch and correct. Along with our study, we must take appropriate action. We learn from books, and then we must apply what we learn. The purpose of self-inquiry is to correct our thoughts and actions as needed. Life is our teacher, and we are reminded to watch our every breath, to watch our actions and our reactions and learn from them. So I want to share a beautiful book now. Not quite yet. I'll leave that up though. Yeah, I'm ahead of myself. In meditation, we let our thoughts go so that we don't become attached. We want our concentration to be free from thoughts and distractions. But in our daily lives, our thoughts are how we remember to pick up the children on time. We remember to show compassion. We make our choices. We need our minds to do our daily work. We use discernment, watching our thoughts and regulating our habits. Hopefully, this is all with attention on the breath. Our thoughts have a purpose, and until we've burned our seeds of past karmas, we will be faced with the karma for us to work out. We need self-inquiry to choose thoughts supporting our higher purpose. A friend has a bumper sticker that reads, "Don't believe everything you think." I just read You're Not Listening, a book by Kate Murphy. And I learned that there are two forms of listening, which also applies to thinking. They are shifting or hijacking and supportive listening. An example of hijacking listening would be when your friend says, "I made a mistake today and became angry." And you turn the conversation away from them and back to you and say, "I would never have done that." But a supportive response from you would be, "Oh, be gentle with yourself. Did you look at what made you angry? Can you forgive and forget?" When watching and observing yourself, train yourself to observe and support the goal of inner awareness, and not let your mind and ego hijack your efforts. The mind and ego are so powerful that without discipline and a skilled roadmap, that they will do everything in their power to hijack your noble efforts. Take command and ask yourself the appropriate, loving questions to get to the heart of what you are feeling, avoiding, and choosing for yourself as a way of self-inquiry. Listen carefully to your inner guidance and face the truth of your actions. Guruji starts each meditation and talk with sit straight. And I've heard him also question at that same time, why are you not always sitting straight? Why must we be constantly reminded? But it is with love that he reminds us again and again. Let us use that same love and constant attention on ourselves to correct ourselves. And now this is where I want to share this book. There we go. I hope you all are familiar with this beautiful book that Guruji put together. It's called Kriya Diary. And this book he made to help students assess their progress on the spiritual path. He offers a beautiful chart and this is just a tiny piece of it, for a chart for students to mark daily their meditations, their spiritual study practices, their diet, maybe disagreements, arguments you've had with somebody. Even there's a place to track how much television you're watching, what percentage improvement you made each day. There's a huge variety, 2 pages of questions of positive and negative habits that we are to assess to help ourselves either grow or change. Daily tracking is an excellent tool for us to be systematic in our study, and this is what is recommended. Let's take this down then. Okay. Another very important element of Svadhyaya is connection with the divine through mantra. Guruji discusses this beautifully in Book 2, Sutra 45, given in volume 125 in his Sutra talks. Growing up in the West in the Lutheran faith, I didn't have a natural path to connecting what would be considered to be my Ishtadeva, my desired, my cherished, or my preferred deity. This divine relationship has since been revealed to me and is thrilling to experience. If you haven't connected with your Ishtadevi, I recommend that you listen from within and let your love guide you to your divine guide and deity. It might begin that you feel a connection when you're singing a mantra or a hymn and you really feel touched by something. You might see a photo that touches you and your heart, you feel in your heart a little palpitation. Or you feel a spark when you are praying deeply for this divine personal connection. Once you make the connection, regularly pray the mantra to that deity or make your prayers to that deity and commit to take that relationship into your heart. The fruits of that connection and sharing of love can lead to an ultimate merging with the divine and God. This is the teaching of Svadhyaya. So at this moment, check in again. See if you can feel your heart. Can you feel your Ishtadeva? What are you feeling? We'll close this section with a prayer that Guruji offers at the end of Sutra 44 on Svadhyaya. O seeker, study, contemplate, understand, and meditate. Sing, chant, and pray. In every breath, love your beloved. With an intense expression of love comes divine vision and communion. Now, the third leg of this stool, which is Kriya Yoga, is Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender. This is Bhakti Yoga, the path of the heart. In practicing Ishvara Pranidhana, we are asked to find a way to willingly merge, to be under something or someone with higher power. Again, we find that the ego resists surrender at all costs, but it is key in the spiritual path. The masters say that surrender and grace are needed to open the path for love and energy to flow. And that flow to God, the divine, is the goal. Gurudev taught us that I am not the doer. Surrender to God as the doer in every action. Pray, not my will, but thine. Full surrender is surrendering everything, including the ego, to God. Make every action, every breath an offering with love. Partner with God and celebrate that it is God working within and through you. This is your Ishvara Pranidhana. Mahatma Gandhi says, always aim at complete harmony of thought, word, and deed. Always aim at purifying your thoughts and everything will be well. We looked at the 3 elements laid out by Patanjali as Kriya Yoga. We have head, hands, and heart, body, mind, spirit, thought, word, and deed, tapas, karma, svadhyaya, self-study, and Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender to the divine. Sage Patanjali tells us that Kriya Yoga is the energy of these 3. Kriya is that love in action. It's recognizing God as the doer of all actions and loving every breath, surrendering, and learning and practicing the scientific methods of transformation and calming the body, mind, and spirit through meditation. We are so lucky. Use every second being conscious of what is going on within you. Check in. Watch God in every breath. Love all. Practice Kriya well. We'll close this talk and prepare for our meditation with a final blessing from Guruji that's found at the end of Sutra 1, Book 2. O seeker, practice self-discipline. Live a life of knowing and understanding. Cultivate love and devotion through purposeful living. Let every moment of your life be properly utilized. Do not waste a single moment with laziness. Let every breath be offered to God in love and knowledge. This is Kriya Yoga, the path of soul culture for your own evolution and emancipation. We'll begin our meditation now. So sit straight. Bring your attention to your breath. Starting at the tip of the nose to the point between the eyebrows. Gently watching your breath. Checking in with your body. Shake any tension out. Once you have your attention fully fixed on the breath, you might lengthen it a little bit. Make sure you have a nice, calm, gentle breath. Take control of that breath. Might lengthen the attention to the top of the head. Offer your personal prayer. Set an intention for this meditation. Remember the masters. Now that you're completely connected with the breath, have slowed your body down, we're going to take a slow, long, deep inhalation and bend forward and exhale when you've bent forward. Let's inhale, slow, long, deep, and sit straight again. Bring your attention back to your breath and notice any change. Let's take another slow, long, deep inhalation and bend forward. And exhale. Let's inhale, slow, long, deep, and sit straight. With your attention back on your breath. Full calmness in the body. If you have anything that's distracting you, take your breath to that area. Maybe you have a little pain. Put your attention and your love in that spot and release it. Keep your thoughts neutral. Let them just pass. This is your time to commune with God. We'll do some cleansing breaths at this time. We'll do 6 breaths. So let's inhale. Exhale, peace. Inhale, love. 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 Now let go of your breath and your attention on your breath. And we'll sit silently for meditation. Let us bring our attention back to the breath. Maybe slow it and gently feel it coming back. Maintain this state of calmness. This is your gift from God. Try not to speak. Gurudev taught us that the longer we can keep from speaking, we'll keep the after effects of our practice. I'd like to close with the powerful Triambakam mantra and ask Lord Shiva to help us mitigate so much that's going on in our world and in our hearts. You can chant along with me if you know it. Om Triambakam Vajamahi Sudyantam Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyamaritat. Om Triambakam Vajamahi Sudyantam Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyamaritat. Om Triambakam Vajamahi Sudyantam Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyamaritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I am so humbled for this time together with you all today, and I look forward to seeing you at the next class, which is the Paramahamsa Yogananda's Autobiography of a Yogi book club, and that starts in 2 hours, I think. So God bless you all. Meditate deeply. Look at yourselves and make the corrections. Do your practice and make the corrections to be growing, growing, growing all the time. Thank you.